Good day, gamers. The lion's tummy hurts, but he doesn't concern himself with a hurt tummy because he's brave about it. Oh, I love that shit so much, dude. The lion doesn't concern himself nonsense is so fucking funny to me. Oh boy. How's everyone doing tonight? I have new gaming rhetoric to talk about. No, her tummies are the worst. They're okay. We live through. Her tummies won't stop us. As I said, the lion does not concern himself with her tummies. Tired? Justin Casemiro? Welcome to the stream. Zaki, I'm sorry to hear that you're tired. I hope that things work out, that you can go to sleep and be less tired soon. Is everyone ready to get into some gaming rhetoric? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this started off so bad with me holding a pork chop in front of this dude. I'm so sorry, little buddy. No, don't nestle me. Oh, that was so rough. We have to move on. We have to... we have to go. We have to do something else. Oh. I found my old date stamp, and now I'm stamping literally everything. There are a few joys in this life that like stamping stuff. Fully understand the absolute wonder and joy in stamping. So, gaming rhetoric time. What spurred this on is that basically, I don't know if you guys have heard the news, Nvidia has created an AI that can play video games for you, which is dumb, right? Like, it's dumb for pretty obvious reasons. Who the hell would want to use an AI to play video games when we're supposed to be doing that? It's also dumb because it's a bot. Like, they're acting like it's such a big deal and it's a brand new thing, and they put so much work into making a bot. Like, bots have been in games forever, man. Multiplayer games are riddled with bots. It is not a new or interesting concept in the slightest. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is because we talked... What's the point of that exactly? We talked recently about, like, Larian and Larian getting into generative AI in a very small capacity, because they use it for, like, testing things out before doing concept art and stuff. But I just wanted to talk about how this is why involving yourself in any manner of AI, in any form of AI, is such a big deal, because you are now associated with the entirety of it. Like, regardless of Larian's involvement in the stupid shit Nvidia's getting up to, it is now that both of those actions are associated with AI, so Larian's whole brand is associated with the people who are making a bot to play games for you. And that's the thing. Like, I've heard that Larian is doing an AMA on Reddit, and it seems like they're kind of walking back from the whole AI thing. And that's grand for them. I'm really happy for them. And they could, like, I don't think it's impossible for them to win back the goodwill. Like, I think that with enough hard work, they could possibly win back the goodwill of the community if they really put their effort into it. But, like, the amount of effort you would have to put in just very simply to get back to where you were is huge. And that's the problem, is that because of this one technology, you are now working to get back to where you were. You are now having to climb an even bigger hill to return to the position you once held. And that is the problem with it being a part of your platform's brand. And Okay, so here's now we get into like theory. Why am I digging? I want to make a lake underneath my tower because not only do I fall off a lot, but I like the aesthetic of a tower in the middle of a lake. So I'm just gonna like dig a very shallow pond. I guess it's not really a lake; it's a pond. But anyway, um, the one of the other reasons I wanted to bring this up is because for a long time now, right, in the gaming industry, there's been this sort of theory, I would say. Conspiracy feels like a harsh word for what it is, but like a theory basically that eventually the AAA gaming industry is going to collapse. The AAA gaming industry is going to collapse and the indie game industry is probably going to take its place. And the reason behind that is that video games are kind of getting into the same space that movies occupy, where because the budget for them is so huge, they now have to put so much more into the game in terms of things like graphics and stuff like that that require much stronger machines to run, and it's just becoming too much. Like, people are getting really tired of it. And you can see that people complain about it all the time. Like, we can't run this game. No one wants to run this game. It's a pain. It sucks. There's that famous tweet of like, we want shorter, worse games and developers that get paid more. And that's kind of what I feel the general consensus is from the community, is that no one really wants these crazy high fidelity games anymore that like destroy the people working on them and require a machine from the future to be able to run it. And I think this whole situation of Nvidia making more like chips and technology for data centers and sort of moving away from making tech for like gaming PCs and stuff, I feel like what that's gonna do is push us into an environment where indie companies who don't really have the resources to make these incredibly high graphics fidelity games anyway are going to be able to excel way more than the big companies who kind of have to. Like, when your budget gets to a certain point as a big company, you are expected to use your budget, and the most common usage of that budget is to make the game look pretty, you know? Because it's something that people can immediately appreciate if your game looks nice. It's something people can immediately appreciate. It's something that, you know, gets talked about a lot. And the way that people have been doing that for quite a while now is to try and make the game look as realistic as possible, which obviously takes a huge amount of processing power and oftentimes also isn't that great. Like, people don't really love it. People don't really notice it a lot of the time. It's a huge draw on your computer's resources and not that appreciated. So I think this whole computers have to get weaker now because the company that is providing the technology for them has decided to opt into the plagiarism machine instead of gaming tech. That whole sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not pipeline, but that whole, I guess pipeline is an adequate word, is going to create a situation, in my mind at least, where companies who are used to not being able to produce these hyper-realistic, incredibly high graphic experiences are going to be way more sought after than companies that have been relying on that for so long. Because I mean, we've all noticed it, we've all complained about it, that like games have less depth these days, and a big part of that is that it takes so long to create like the realistic movement and stuff like that. So with the advent of gaming computers not being able to get as powerful as they are, like, we're gonna cap off at a certain point. If Nvidia keeps providing technology to data centers instead of gamers, and no one really like steps up to the plate to take their position, we're gonna get to a point where computers kind of cap off in their processing ability. So I think we are moving towards a situation where indie developers who don't use AI are in a much better position, because generally their games are a lot more of a focused vision, just simply because they don't have shareholders to please. You know, they don't have to meet certain sales projections. They don't have to design by committee. Because that's the thing. Like, we talk about design by committee as though it's this huge inevitable force that happens because game developers are lazy, and it's like, no, not really. It's because there's so much money sunk into this that they have to make the money back. You know, it's not it's too big to fail. It's if this fails, everyone here loses their job, so we kind of have to make sure it doesn't fail. And the best way to do that in the minds of an executive is to use the most popular aspects of recent games. And that means creating a blander experience across the board, because a lot of those popular aspects from games worked in the context of that game, and you can't really divide them from that context and expect them to work just as well. But that seems to be the like idea. That seems to be the game plan. And moving away from that, like getting into a situation where that's no longer possible, where you can't just put something into the game and expect it to work and expect people to be able to run it and everything. I do feel like developers who are capable of delivering a well-crafted experience that doesn't require top-of-the-line technology are going to be the sort of forerunners of the new gaming industry if this one does fail. It's also, like, you can really see it in the technological shift with things like SSDs. For a long time, there was a shift on the Steam store where the latest game suddenly said an SSD is required. Like, for a while, I simply could not buy AAA games because I didn't have a solid-state drive that I could run them on. Like, the only solid-state drive I had was in the C drive I use for my operating system and things. And it's only recently that I've had to get a solid-state drive because one of my hard drives crapped out, and the company that I use to get computer parts from fully does not stock HSDs anymore. Like, they only had SSDs, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to buy one of those, and now I can run AAA games. And even then, like, as we've seen in these streams, my monitor's refresh rate, like, it just can't handle some things. I probably have to replace my monitor at some point. And if we move into a space where that's not really necessary anymore, not only is gaming going to become more accessible to the layman, it's going to remove the need for incredible budgets in games. And I do think that some AAA companies are going to fail because of that. Like, to the size that they've grown, if a smaller budget is necessary, it's not going to be enough. So there is going to be some unfortunate casualties in the coming gaming future, but I think it might move to a healthier place where we don't have to rely on people crunching themselves to death to try and create the kind of graphical fidelity where I can see every pore in a character's face, and can instead focus on the better parts of gaming, which are interesting mechanics and things like that. Alright, we're going to jump back into the house, and then I'm going to read the chat, which I have been neglecting to do. I see you guys going nuts down there. I promise I'm not ignoring the chat. Give me a sec. Quappa. Quappa. Those fish are going crazy. School is in session. Ahahahaha. Ka-chow. Alright. Let us read. What's the point of that? I have no idea. Yo, Cal, I started playing the OG Hollow Knight recently. Is there anything you specifically like about the game? I really like the character work in Hollow Knight. Like, Hollow Knight is shockingly good. Obviously, I think the first thing that drew me to Hollow Knight was, like, the art style and the music. But the character work is what kept me coming back, where you don't interact with characters in Hollow Knight in a particularly deep way. It's not like dialogue trees and stuff where I can ask them every detail about their life. They have a a kind of shockingly small amount of real estate to tell you what they're about. But the characters in Hollow Knight and Silksong are so well realized that they can kind of get across what they are about and their whole deal and vibe just in the scant amount of sentences that they get given. But yeah, I think besides that, I really like the charm system. I always thought that was cool because it's a... I love passive effects in games, generally, and I think it does do a lot to change the gameplay style. When you get enough charms that you can suddenly, you know, try things out a bit differently. Alrighty. And then... Heyo, what's up? Say no more dying when it comes to Callous Crazy. Shorter games with worse graphics made by people being paid more to work less, and I'm not kidding. That's the tweet. That's the tweet I was talking about, yeah. I don't need to count a character's knuckle hair to enjoy the game. Exactly. Please just make games people can actually play. Exactly. I don't really like realistic looking games anyway. I much prefer a fantasy art style. My thoughts to the T, Jono, to the fucking Rooibos, to the Earl Grey, Jono. I will take a stylized game over realistic graphics any day of the week. And that's not to say that realistic graphics don't look good or don't look impressive. They absolutely do. And I'm just as much as the next person can get drawn into them, but it doesn't leave the impression that, like, stylized art styles do. I think some older games that have worse graphics but a cool art style aged better than the hyper-realistic stuff made today. 100%. BTW, have you thought about making an infinite water source closer so that you don't have to walk back and forth? I'm kind of making one now with this, like, pond I'm making. Like the Alice in Madness Returns or Psychonauts. I never played the Alice games, but I did play Psychonauts, and I agree. The, like, almost origami style of Psychonauts is so iconic. It's the same style, obviously, because both of them were made by Double Fine, but it's the same style used in, like, Grim Fandango, and that game looks phenomenal. Am I a bad person for not hesitating and killing Mila immediately? Who is Mila? I mean, I should hope that that's a game character. Please, Jono, please tell me that's a game character, dude. Mila is the singing miner? Oh. I wouldn't say that you're a bad person. I think you've been conditioned by these games to assume dangerous. I'm not sure that that makes you a bad person, per se. Should I broaden out this lake a little bit? What do you guys think? Like, you know, just make it like, just sort of... do that? You know? Because it scrolled off of my bucket for a second there, I thought I had, like, dumped my entire bucket out. Woo, I'm not a bad person for murder, Cal edited himself. No, do not, do not associate me with that. Ka-chow. Jump. I mean, this is a pretty place for a tower. For the labyrinthine monstrosity that we are creating. The fucking I have no mouth and yet I must scream sky castle we've made. I've been listening to there's an animatic for I have no mouth and yet I must scream that I've been watching a lot of recently. It's the hate speech that oof, that's never a good phrase to say. It's the speech about hatred that Am gives in that story. What is the new stream schedule going to be? It's going to be Wednesdays and Fridays. for the foreseeable future. I just want to try it out to see if it works, because the current stream schedule I feel like takes a lot of my time, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, I haven't produced a new video in a while. And I think a lot of that is because most of my work these days is streaming and then making shorts from the streams. So while I'm going to keep the shorts, I'm going to still try and maintain 3 shorts a week. I think cutting down to 2 streams a week is going to... One, it's going to give me more time to get news to talk about, which is going to be great. Like, I often feel like I come onto the stream and I don't have a ton to say about recent developments and things. But the other thing is that I think it's going to give me more time to work on other projects, which I have been neglecting recently. Like, I've been working on that new Digimon partner video for ages now. I've rewritten the script so many times, and I think I just don't really have the time and energy to work on it properly. So it's not... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not grown into anything substantial enough. You know what I mean? I've been given too much... I've spent too much time not working on it that I've been able to second guess myself. And that's caused a lot of rewrites. So I just need to... I really just need to try and get it done. And I think having more time during the week is going to help that. Because I mostly worked on the weekends. And that is not happening lately. The weekends have been busy as of late. For good reasons. I've been seeing people. It's been good for my mental health to see my friends and stuff. But that's gonna kind of continue. I'm slowly getting more social obligations as we go on, which means that I'm not gonna have as much time on the weekends to work on videos, and I want to work on videos, so I need some time during the week. Whoop. Ooh, 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 ooh. That thing happened again where my monitor was just like, you're trying to look at something, bud? Not in this town. This town ain't big enough for 2 eyes. We're a no-eye place. Okay. Okay, Minecraft. I need you to... Oh my god. Stuck on a ledge, and my monitor keeps, like, shutting down to refresh. Ooh. There's surely no stream this Wednesday. What? Why wouldn't there be? It's the 24th. Christmas is on Thursday, y'all. I work through the year. We don't take breaks here. Hang on. Cool, you're getting into the OG, Jono. Don't tell us you killed someone if we can't represent you in court if you admit it. Silksong really does build on it. What is the... Oh, okay, I read that already. Yeah, it's weird to get used to, though Silksong has way more fast-paced gameplay, and only being able to heal on ground is awkward. I do agree that there's some quality of life stuff that Silksong added that I would definitely miss if I went back to OG Hollow Knight. You guys would represent me? That's good enough for me. Absolutely, Jono, we would represent you. Not well, necessarily, but we would be there. The Knight is a strength build, Hornus is a dex build. The Knight is a hopeful build. You know how in Dark Souls, there's always that starting class that's like in its underwear and has a stick and like a wooden plank? That's the Knight. Hornet is like absolutely a dex build though. You not having to ton of say just lets me spout Bionicle law, so I don't mind. I do mind though. I want to be able to come here and hit you guys with some hot goss. Hot goss straight from my dome. BTW, there's no stream this Wednesday. Oh, I read that already. I have a kind of annoying question, but chat So you guys watch the videos or the streams more? Streams, definitely. Streams. Bro, every Monday you come onto this game and find new ways to stress me out. I need you to start twerking on a stone block. Christmas is on Wednesday in my part of the world. I mean, yeah, that's Christmas Eve, bruv. Yeah, Christmas Eve. I mean, if Christmas is on Wednesday in your part of the world, you do not have to be at the stream. The stream will not be mandatory, and it'll definitely be shorter on Wednesday. I'm not streaming for the full 4 hours, or the full 3 hours these days on Wednesday. Not a chance. So don't even worry about, like, missing Christmas. You'll still be able to have a very happy Chrysler. I'm not sure we're going to be able to create Sky Labyrinth. If I'm being honest, like if my computer keeps doing this, if my monitor keeps doing this thing where it needs to take a smoke break every 3 minutes, because Deep Slate is too intense graphically to handle. This is pretty though. Perhaps we leave it like this. I'm actually kind of keen to... We're gonna, I think, keep building a little bit, but I'm kind of keen to leave these, like, empty rooms. It makes me feel like if... if we do leave this world, which we will be leaving this world next week, Monday, but when we do leave this world, that one day someone else will discover this seed, and they will find this fucking sky dungeon and assume that a great civilization used to live here, and they will they'll build a mythos around it, that a civilization built out of Deep Slate these weird structures that must have had some sort of symbology. Ooh, that's what we'll do. We're gonna make ruins to fuck with archaeologists. So one day if I die and they find the files to this server on my computer, they'll wonder what I was trying to make. That'll be my legacy to this world. Is the strange blocks that have no meaning and yet have too much meaning. Like, what was he trying to look at? Why is the lake so shallow? Why are there so many pigs in this land where pigs die? I am drawing a sexy rocket. Oh, yeah. But I will miss the skong. Did you beat all the content in Hollow Knight BTW, Cal? Like the Pantheons and stuff? I never beat the Pantheons. Actually, before Silksong began, we did a couple of streams where I took a solid crack at the Pantheons. I beat the first, like, level in the Pantheon, but none of the others. I did beat the final boss and I got the true ending of Hollow Knight. Beating the final boss of Hollow Knight to get the true ending took me, Giorno, it fully took me 10 hours. I tried it on stream, and it took me, like, a few hours there, but then I couldn't do it, so I was like, oh, I'll do it off camera, and I'll just record myself and upload the video, because I truly cannot do this anymore. I started at, like, I had, like, 36 hours on the game, or something like that, and I went through that boss, and I suddenly had 46 hours on it, and I still hadn't beaten it. I go into the stream, we do it a few times, and I finally did it. It was one of the most satisfying and, like, frustrating boss fights of my whole life. Nope, me neither. What? I worry I missed a message, but I might not have. Damn, that hard? Please stop saying leave this world. You sound like you're dying. I mean, this iteration, Square Callum is not dying, but entering into the next evolution of life, which is to try and beat the bug game so that we can play the shirtless punching game instead. And I'll let you guys decide which one that is. I tried to play Street Fighter 6 on these streams, but no one was really that into it. Which is a shame, because I feel like a lot of the new stream members, like Jono and Zaki and stuff, missed out on seeing Caked Up Anime Callum. Oh, and Doodles. Doodles would have loved Caked Up Anime Callum. But such is life. If you guys want to go see Caked Up Anime Callum, you should go onto the channel underneath the live tab and watch the VOD for the Street Fighter 6 video. Street Fighter 6 stream. Because it was a fun time. We talked with Emilio about the potential God of War series that was in the works a while back that I haven't heard anything about since. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. God of War is a very video game property to me. I don't think it should be a show. Like, the interactivity of it is a big part of it, you know? It's like, speaking of Silksong, it's like Silksong and Hollow Knight and, like, Dark Souls and stuff like that. I think the effort from playing the game is a big part of the character's story. Like, if it was easy to do, if it was something that you could just watch, I don't think it would be as powerful as it was of a journey. The fact that you have to do it yourself, that you have to overcome those trials yourself, is a big part of why I think it's a fun story to follow. And if they were going to make like a TV show, they should absolutely use new Kratos. Old Kratos is difficult to get on board with as a character. What you missed is I addressed my last message to Jorno. We're replacing this world with buff men who rip their shirts off when they fight each other, right? I mean, we're not replacing this world with that necessarily. We're just moving the stream to only Wednesdays and Fridays, which means that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh is obviously untouched. Yu-Gi-Oh is the most popular game we've ever streamed, and I have a lot of fun with it. So we're not touching Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're gonna play Silksong until we beat it. We might take a break every now and again, but for the moment, we're playing Silksong till we beat it, and then after that, I guess we'll play Yakuza. I may not want to see such things. You don't want to see Caked Up Anime, Callum? Why? Wait, shirtless men punching? Where? That's the Yakuza games. They take their shirts off in Yakuza like it's their ding-dang job. Hmm? God of War's sex scenes would never be as funny without the mini-game component. Yeah, press X to do something off-screen. There's a sex minigame? Minigame is a charitable term for what it is. There's a sex QuickTime event. Dude. Whoops. God damn it. Get a pickaxe, you fool. No, my hands are sufficient. My blood is in this building now. Because I've broken so many fingers chopping these blocks with my bare hands. It's what makes it worth it. This is weird. I don't love this. Like there is fine. Yeah. Okay. Now I need to get a pickaxe so that I can get some of those blocks back. Man, these fucking tall boys keep ruining my day. They keep coming up here, trying to steal my trees. Trying to steal my trees. There's multiple? Multiple what? Oh, sex mini games. Also, go to bed before phantoms spawn. What the fuck are phantoms? What? When a Yakuza character doesn't take their shirt off, you know you're fucked. You know you're not worth it. When a Yakuza character refuses to take their shirt off to fight you, that means that you're beneath them. They're gonna ruin your day. Nobody cared about Crop Top Callum. I mean, I cared about Crop Top Callum because I am him. If they do make a show, they should shoot the sex scenes the same way. Yeah, just point it at a corner of the room. QuickTime event does not bode well for Kratos' staying power. Just focus the camera onto a vase that gets knocked to the floor. You should try do a long jump into the water. I'm scared of Crop Top Callum. Why are you scared of Crop Top Callum? Don't be scared of me expressing my, I almost said body horror. Maybe I'm scared of Crop Top Callum. Look me in the eyes. Did you just steal a block of water? Hey, what's up, bud? Hey. I don't like how you unhinge your jaw. That's pretty weird of you, gotta say. Yeah, fucking catch these hands. Oh. Ho ho! You thought. I'm the horrors. The void stares at me. Yeah, you fucking try it. Try it. I'm in the water. You can scream at me all goddamn day. I don't care. I'll punch you into oblivion. Okay. He got his friend to come up behind me. That's a coward's maneuver. Giorno is simply in awe of your capabilities, Doodles. Absolutely. Giorno is scared in the way that someone who has never seen a steam engine is scared of a steam engine. I'm sure he is, and because he will be too beautiful that my eyes will not be able to take it, I'm scared. Use your sword. Dillweed. You know you did a bad job when Doodles has to take an insult out of retirement for you. Dillweed is wild. That was the same guy? Oh, did he just like double tap me from behind? That's pretty fucking rude. He didn't even take any of my stuff, idiot. Nah. What a fool. What a foolish fool and his foolish ways. Can you get a scythe in this game? Asking for a friend. Baby shoes never worn. Oh yeah, the Endermen come over here and like fuck up my farm for like Ender giggles or whatever. They do it to impress their Ender friends. Be like, oh, I bet I can ruin this farmer's day because I'm a shitty teenager. That's what the Endermen are. They're just shitty teenagers. Like, did you see how he like screamed at me and was stealing my stuff because he doesn't have a good role model in his life? That's a shitty teenager if ever I've seen one. Gonna make some bread from my lovely farm. From a lovely farm, from a lovely farm. This house was not full. Alrighty. Joke's on him, though. I respawned with full health and a full belly. Who the hell is feeding me up in Valhalla? I like to imagine that's where the Minecraft character goes. They go to, like, heaven briefly, and they get a free meal, and then they get kicked back to Earth. Hey, bud. There was a cat today. Okay, so in my neighborhood, I live in, like, a little complex, and there's, these two cats that I have named Avo and Mango. Because one is like a sort of ginger and white cat. That's Avo. No, sorry, that's Mango. I was literally about to make a joke about how I very easily could have screwed up their names and it wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, Mango is ginger and white, and Avo is this fluffy black cat. And they're both really affectionate and wonderful. Like, they're like adorable, and they will come up to you and you can pet them, and they're just so lovely and nice. And my neighbors feed them. Like, they have bowls outside that they go and eat. So they often, like, sleep in my neighbor's carport. I'll just sort of, like, be walking, and I'll see them sort of on top of my neighbor's car. But it means that they're on the wall joining our houses very frequently. And it means that they frequently jump on my windowsill. So I was eating some chicken today, and Mango jumps on my windowsill and looks in my window and starts meowing and, like, really wants to get in my window. Obviously because I have chicken, but, like, every fiber of my being was like, I truly cannot adopt a cat. I wish I could bring you inside and make you a part of my family, Mango, but I cannot adopt a cat. We do not have the funds for a pet, and that, like, I wish, but it's just not in the cards. And I felt so bad, dude, because, like, clearly just wanted the chicken, right? But I saw them and I was just like, oh, I want you here, and I want to be your friend so badly. Okay, wait, hang on. Everywhere you look, there's a black screen, 'cause my monitor's bad. It doesn't refresh. That was close. That was close. We gotta get rid of this little ridge. Can't let that happen again. That was a bit close. A little bit close for comfort. A little bit close for comfort there. Oh man, you know what else I thought about today is it's really interesting, right? Like, anime dubs have gotten so much better than they used to be. But that does mean that we miss out on some of the fun dubisms of, like, old school anime. Like, one of the really fun dubisms of something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that 4Kids used to invent names for characters. Because their names in Japanese were obviously, I guess, inaccessible to a Western audience. But it means that you would have characters whose names get changed for no adequately explored reason other than, like, localization. And it came up with some of the wildest names you've ever heard. My go-to is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's Harrington Rosewood, who is the tennis prince, whose family, like, runs sporting goods stores or some shit. That's, like, the widest name I can possibly think of, Harrington Rosewood. But another one I thought about was, like, Serenity from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. That's the name they give to Joey's sister. And that name is also wild, because Serenity is, like, if I heard, that's a character from, like, a soap opera, right? Like a soap opera set in California. Serenity! You have to go to the homecoming dance tomorrow. Brian's there, and he has to talk about your baby. Serenity, no! Serenity, please! If Brian and you don't talk about your baby, they're not going to renew us for another season. Ooh, what you say? Oh, but you only meant well, of course you did. Where else do I want to plant a tree? Where else do I want to plant a tree? I mean, quite obviously, I want to plant a tree on the labyrinth tower. Like, I got it, right? Like, that's my whole thing. I can plant one in every room. Yes. 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 But if I have enough saplings, I mean, I can go get more saplings, I guess. I have a bunch in chests or something. I'll give Bart some shade. Bart will receive shade, don't you worry. After all he's done, he's getting a bunch of shade. Now it's a sky atrium. Russia. Samurai Jack. Back to the past, Samurai Jack. Who? Washa. Apparently, for years, right, like everyone else who ever watched that show, I thought they were saying watcha, but they were saying watch out. Which, part of me refuses to believe that was the case. But hey. This will just be uneven, who cares? Samurai Jack. Ooh, watch out. That's something else I should get back into watching. I was watching Samurai Jack, like, pretty religiously for a while. Ooh, we're drowning in saplings now. Hey, bot. I'm gonna put one right here, bud. You can get some shade. Maybe even some apples. Although these are cherry trees, I wouldn't hold out hope. But who knows, in this wild and wacky thing we call life. In this full house. Everywhere you look, there's a cat or three. I was slain by a monstrosity. Do you know the Ghost Stories dub? I do know the Ghost Stories dub, which ranges from funny to just sort of like weak racist shit that really appealed to a 90s audience. Because, you know, everyone kind of had lower standards for themselves in the 90s. Tequila. Tequila. There's gonna be so many fucking trees in this neighborhood. More like a neighbor would. Am I right? Tee-hee-hee. Oh, that's who here has actually watched Samurai Jack? And if you have, what is your favorite episode? I mean, even if you don't really know the episode super well, what's like your favorite thing you can remember? Well, this room is just kind of unfinished, I guess. There will be a tree in it, though. You better frickin' believe it, baby. You better frickin' believe it. We will never enter this room. This room will be pure tree. For the trees only. Ooh, okay. Ho ho ho, that was a real leap of faith. My computer decided to refresh right at the moment that I took that plunge. Took that particular jump. Yeah, I'm just sort of This is a nice way to sort of leave our mark on the world, isn't it? Is to just plant a bunch of trees everywhere. Man, I kind of want to do that. Like, you know that thing that people talk about, how they like plant you with a seed and a tree sort of grows out of your grave and stuff like that. Like, I think that that's a cool idea. But I already have a plan for my body when I kick that final bucket. Which is that someone has to like gild my skull and cut the top off and put a bunch of like pens and pencils and stuff in there, which people can take for free, and it'll be on top of a plaque which says I still have creative ideas. And that will be my final contribution to the world, is that you can steal pens from my head. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I see I confused someone. Hang on. You have nothing worth taking, broke ass. Damn. This food farm kind of sucks. I mean, it's serviceable. I'm one person. Jonah, he's doing his best. Doodles, the duality of man truly is like, all of your shit is garbage. Who would want to steal from you? And then someone insults my farm. It's like, hey, fair, you're doing somewhat mediocre, Cal. Which aesthetic do you prefer, e-girls or eye-ladies? What are eye-ladies? Explain the difference. They're girls and cousins too. What? Do you know the ghost stories? Oh no, I read that already. Wendell O. Whitaker is the widest name I've ever heard personally. Give Bart some shade, already did. My favorite Samurai Jack episode is the one with the 3 blind arches. That one haunts my memories. The first time I saw that show, those blind arches freaked me out so bad. I haven't watched it, but it's cool, and he keeps learning new skills. It is a very fun show in terms of like the fights. The fights are really fun to watch, but I think the art style alone and the amount of time that show gives to like quiet, the amount of time that show gives to silent moments with just like beautiful scenery is phenomenal. It is truly unheard of in cartoons back in the day, where they were competing so much to like grab your attention at every moment, you know? They were trying so hard to like keep things happening consistently enough that you always had a reason to watch the screen. And to see a show that like took so much time in its episodes, in like fairly short episodes. Samurai Jack had like 11-minute episodes or something, and it still took its like moments with things. The amount of breaths between story beats, it really gave a sense of weight to everything happening. Such as how to jump good. I love that so many characters came back in the final season too. I never saw it, but he was on that whacked out Powerpuff Girls Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy crossover with the incest. Hey, Doodles. Hey, Doodles, what the fuck? What did that sentence mean? I need you to explain, please. I'm sorry, what? My thoughts exactly, Ole. Free pencils. Me or Callum. You, Doodles. Doodles is just out for war. I lay these nuts on your face. Very good. You got me. I was referencing the Sailor Moon dub where the lesbians became cousins. Lol. Oh. You picked the right audience with just too little context. Samurai Jack's episodes were the standard 22-minute length. Okay, fair enough. But I do feel like a large portion of those 22 minutes were just sort of him getting to a place, which is fun. You don't often see in cartoons people like having to walk to the places that they go, but I feel like large swaths of Samurai Jack episodes was he needs to go. Oh, okay. That just kind of popped up. He needs to go to a place, and we're walking. We're walking there. Here's some gorgeous scenery and some delightful music, and also forest noises. Oh, absolutely. Samurai Jack's pacing was next level. It really was. It taught you patience as a kid. Like, I don't want to give it too much credence. There's nothing worse than putting things on pedestals when they shouldn't be. Like, being able to criticize the things you love is such an important skill. But I do think that having to wait for the action to start not only gave the action a lot more going for it, but it also gives you a sense of greater patience as a kid. I think it's also better that, like, that's sort of one thing that sucks about the current era of streaming and things like that, of like bingeable media, is you miss out on that anticipation of weekly shows. You know, not knowing what's going to happen in the next episode and having to wait an entire week to see it happen. I feel like being able to binge a show kind of takes away from that. It really hurts the pacing. And I do think a lot of shows have found a way to maintain the pacing despite binge culture, but even so, it's a tough ask, you know? And I do fear, especially because a lot of the people who create the shows that we watch nowadays also grew up on shows that you had to wait for. They grew up on the same shows that we did. So a lot of what you learn from the people that came before you kind of feels like it's not applicable anymore, because the culture surrounding making media has changed. The way media is consumed has changed. It's a interesting dilemma, isn't it? Like, do you try and follow the way that you always knew TV to be, or do you try and fit in with the new paradigm? We're really making a beautiful little garden here, aren't we? Hey, bud, I hope the tree grows soon, bud. Bud, I really hope that was your fucking stomach. I also hope some more saplings drop so that I can plant some more trees. Oh, I should probably go get some of my saplings. They might be in the adventure chest. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. My little saloon doors. There's some saplings right there. Actually, this might be dangerous, but I do want to do this before the sapling next to Bart springs up. Because I want to plant, like, a bunch of things there. Because if I'm going to give him shade, I want him to have a mega tree. Oh, I think it's sprung up already. That does not bode well for moi. For me. For sir. But we will see. No, it hasn't. Fuck yeah. Okay, hang on. Ka-choo. Ka-choo, ka-choo. Sick. I want one here. I want one here. And yeah, that should add some life to this scenery. I want a gorgeous little, like, zen area. Sleep time. There was an emo Powerpuff Girl. Is that one of the newer ones? Also, if I remember correctly, the thing is Mandy's girl child is super in love with Mandy's boy child. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Hang on. I missed some stuff. Hang on. Another episode I really like is the one about the bunch of bounty hunters setting up a trap for Jack. Oh, that one's great because Jack isn't even in that episode. It is purely carried by like the weight of his reputation. Okay, so the Grim Adventures Down Below was a multi-fandom crossover fan comic that was fucking crazy, guys. Mandy grows up and marries Grim, and she is not super faithful in her marriage. Why did you say this? You gotta... Doodles, I need you to give context, please, because as soon as I read fan comic, I was like, okay, so this didn't happen. And you made it seem like it did. This happened in a comic that is not at all connected to the property. Also, if I remember correctly, the thing is Mandy's girl child is in love with Mandy's boy child. There was an emo Powerpuff Girl whose color was white, and Blossom was dating Dexter. Were they at least older? Did they at least get aged up? I remember not a lot. You remember enough, from what I can see. The Dexter of Dexter's Laboratory fame. Oh yeah, and Mandy did 9/11. So, a streaming channel that I really like is, if you know Drawfee, it's Julia and Jacob from Drawfee have a sort of a streaming channel on Twitch and on YouTube called Secret Sleepover Society, and I really like it. One thing that Jacob said is, at one point he was like, something that he had heard and he's been trying to implement for a while in the streams is that you don't let 7 seconds pass without saying something. And that's pretty key in keeping people interested in the stream. And now, whether or not that holds any credence, whether or not that works for him, but not necessarily for other people, I think we've had this conversation before, is that I still think saying quite a bit is important because it lets people know, like, oh yeah, this is I'm engaging with you guys. Like that's the whole point. No one's watching my streams because I'm an MLG level pro gamer with all the strats. That has never been my style. That has never been the point of these. The point of these is entirely conversation and, you know, jokes and humor and engaging with the community. The whole point of us doing streams in the first place was because our content took a long time to come out. So we wanted a way to engage with the community and keep people, like, let people know that the channel's still going on, that we're still around, we're still making stuff. It's just taking a while. That sentence, Doodles, took me so fucking out of it that I fully dissociated. I wasn't here anymore. I wasn't in the stream anymore. I remembered for a moment that I'm just a person sitting in my room on a giant marble in space that is spinning around constantly. And I need you to know the consequences your actions have had on me as a person. That was crazy. What? I think I just saw you post the link to the fan comic in the Discord. No. Oh, yeah, Dexter's Lab, of course. At least it wasn't Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Yeah, at least. I mean, Doug Dimmadome is like in his 60s. I hope that he's not dating Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. I like how the game keeps reminding you of your death. Yeah, me too. It really humbles me. Okay, so I was wrong. The Powerpuff Girls Dojinshi was a separate comic by the same author. Well, at least you corrected that. Fuck context, we ball. We do not ball. Powerpuff Girls Dojinshi was set when they were older, yes. Thank God, okay. What a way... what a way to end the stream. With me facing the existentialism of the internet. Distilled into a single droplet. Depressio, don't worry. I'm okay. Ooh, Megasex LR is in there. How? How is Megasex? Please. Please tell me. Please tell me. It's the human characters. Or even the alien characters, but like the people characters from Megas XLR, and no one is dating the robot. Please. Please tell me that that is the case. That robot is enormous. Please tell me no one is trying to date the robot. Just for my sake of mindfulness, for my sanity. I have bones, right? I mean in like a chest. I didn't forget I have a skeleton. I love my skeleton. It comes with me everywhere. Because I kind of want to make that mega tree grow before we dip. Before we dip in dots. Dippin' Dots and Hot Thoughts. Dippin' Dots, Hot Thoughts, NVIDIA made a bot. Another name for a bed is a cot. That's weird. Why did I hear water flowing? Oh, I've got bones. Hell yeah. And another sapling. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Oh shit, I forgot Invader Zim wasn't PPGD. No. No. Please. No. Oh, there's water over there. Okay. Thank goodness. I thought my upstairs pond was leaking into my downstairs mine. This game changes you. It edits you in a way that happens so unconsciously and so quickly and so profoundly that I'm kind of uncomfortable with. I mean, there have to have been studies, right? Like moving away from joking, which is what I was doing earlier, to kind of more genuine. There have to have been studies on the psychological effects of Minecraft, yeah? And I don't mean that in the sense of like, oh, Minecraft is like manipulating you. No, I mean like in the sense of like how it just affects your brain chemistry, how it sort of changes how you think and stuff. There simply must have been. This game is such a like worldwide phenomenon that I can't believe no one studied it. Do. Grow. Oh. Well, I mean, you got your shade, but I was hoping for a mega tree, but like, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, I guess, bud. I can make you another tree over here. Would you like that? You like that, bot? And then I'll pop one over here just for fun. Just for funsies, why not? And why not here as well? And let's put one here. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go look at my tree tower. My tree tower. Scoob-it-up-up-bow. Sheeb-it-up-dub-doo. Shoot-up-up-up-up-bow. I'm the scat man. Oh, why did this happen? Okay, so 2 of them grew. But not one of them. Oh, but it creates this cool little, like, diagonal effect that I like. They grew together. Oh, this is cool. I like this a lot. Okay. Hell yeah, dude. And then... kind of want to put one over here. But you know what? It might actually be better if I do it like this. And then like that. Yeah. But this is sick. This looks good. Okay, that one hasn't grown yet. It's a bit of a late bloomer, but that's fine. That's fine. Everyone goes at their own pace. My forest. My kingdom. Arthas, my son. You will be a king. Hell yeah, king. Go off. Arthas, go off, my king. My main lich. Is it cool if I say that? I know I've been kind of out of touch for a while, but I'm your dad and I want to support you, Arthas. Yes, king. Am I close? Did I do it? Please eat your food. We're gonna end the stream soon anyway. There is no need for food. Hopefully the forest will be more in bloom soon. But yeah, I'm excited. I guess after this we just need to like... I'm gonna brainstorm... Actually, chat, this could be some fun homework. Let's brainstorm ideas for how to spend the last Minecraft stream together. I will not tell you any such thing, you uncultured Philistine. These comics low-key messed me up as a youth, and it is a pretty strong case for checking your kid's internet usage. I can see a Samurai Jack villain on the cover art for Grim Tales. But at the same time, I am so glad I got to inflict it on you all. Sorry, but I don't think cherry trees can do that. Finally, they can kiss, kiss, fall in love again. They can kiss, kiss, fall in love with the Utena Nightmare Castle. Please eat the food. You make Bart sad when you don't look after yourself. Bart is a big boy who can take care of himself and his own opinions. Oh, maybe that's something we can do in the last stream, is we can ride Bart. Hey, bud. We can ride Bart. We can hang out, wait for the forest to fully bloom. And when the last cherry tree blossoms, so too will our time on this plane have blossomed. And we will move on to a different plane, in which we are a bug, what fights other bugs in a religious bug city. And then we move on to yet a different plane, in which we are an anime boy, what fights non-anime, possibly non-boys, and in cardboard wars. Well, I mean, definitely the variety of who we fight is there. I guess the definite is that none of them are going to be anime like we are. Although, you know what? That's not necessarily true as well, because other VTubers could be playing YouTube. I can't be the only VTuber playing YouTube. Playing YouTube. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I promise that I can speak. I promise I can do it. I do it all the time, and I'm really good at it, I swear. Please believe me. You believe me, don't you, Deprescio? Love you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I've had a lot of fun here today. I've had a lot of fun making blocks and writing sad haikus with all of you, and creating my weird sky art with everyone here. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the upcoming Christmas week that's going through. I hope if I don't see you on Wednesday for Christmas Eve, I hope you guys have a fantastic time. I hope you get everything you ever wanted. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have equally a fantastic time and get everything you wanted anyway. Just because you're cool and you deserve it. And I hope, I don't know. I hope things are cool. I hope you have a pretty good time. Stay safe, everybody. Stay watching, stay kind, stay friendly, stay away from my wheat. It's my wheat. I planted it for my cat and myself to enjoy, and my horse sometimes. And if you're an Enderman and you're listening, I know who you are, and I know you've been stealing it, and I am going to press charges. And as always, everybody, stay magical. So long.